Alright guys, welcome to the Team RobbA's channel. Today we're going to do something a little different. We're going to do a deck profile with Green RobbA here. He honestly is the only one that really builds his decks from scratch. The rest of us kind of follow recipes and tweak from there. So that'd be a cool idea for him to sit and explain his deck and kind of show what he plays and yeah, and how it works. So I'm going to pass it on to you, sir.
What's up? What's up? This is Green RobbA. So today we're gonna do a Harpy deck profile. This is something I've thrown together. So we're just gonna jump right into it. So I run 3 Harpy Lady 1s in my deck. I don't do any 2, 3s or cybers. I just love the effect with the 300 wind damage. So 3 Harpy Lady 1s for me. I run 1 sister in this deck. Um, Sister's kind of fallen off these days, probably, but I like some of the combos you can do, and I just love sisters, so I may even add 1 more. So I gotta have at least 1 sisters in my deck. We got around 3 channelers. Channelers is one of your best combo starters. It lets you discard a Harpy card to summon another Harpy card in defense, and you can use this to start all sorts of different stuff, depending on which way you want to go. So definitely got to have 3 of the channelers. This is one of our best starters. And then leading right from the channelers is, of course, the perfumers. 3 perfumers. Normally, you will pull the perfumers with the channeler, which gets us into Egotist, and we'll get to that later. But perfumers is amazing. If you have a level 5 or higher Harpy monster, you can get 2 spell or traps that have sisters on them, and that lets us do so much things. And is honestly amazing. So 3 perfumers for sure. We also run 3 oracles. Man, 3 of everything. That's kind of awesome. But these cards are so powerful. The oracle lets us special summon from hand if we have a level 5 or higher Harpy monster. So if we got the sister out, or we get our cyber, we'll see later. If we get those out, we can just special summon this from hand, and that lets us get a lot of extra things out. So that's a nice combo. So 3 of those. And then lastly for 3, we've got the queens. And queen is just, it's a 1900 attack 4-star. It's just a powerful card, but it lets us get our field spell if we don't have it. So it's a kind of a versatile card, but usually we're using it to get the field spell. So 3 of those. We run 1 harpist in the deck. Harpist lets us, let's see here, we're going to read the harpist. You can target 1 other wing beast monster and 1 card your opponent controls and return them to hand. So yeah, when you summon this card, if there's something on the field you can't deal with, you can bounce one of your own cards to remove an opponent's. So this can get us out of some sticky situations. We run 1 of those. It's got a nice graveyard effect too to help us pull from the deck. So harpist is definitely a nice card to have. We run 1 dancer. Dancer lets us swap Harpy cards, 1 on the field for 1 in the hand. So if we want to exchange different Harpies, it's again, we just run 1 of them to have the option. It's kind of nice sometimes. We run 1 baby pet dragon. This card isn't super great, but it's nice to sometimes pull the destroy or to have a decent attack monster out because the Harpies are not known for their huge attack points. So not a great card, but I like to have 1. It's definitely gotten me out of some tough spots. So 1 of those. Older brother, Harpy Pet Dragon. I run 1 of these. It's a little outdated of a card, but I love it, so I gotta run 1. It's great when you get the whole board filled with Harpies and you can get this guy just all buffed up. So 1 Pet Dragon for sure. All right, this one's a little bit of a newer card, Dragoonity Armogram. I'm even trying to get 1 more of these potentially. But basically, this card, you just banish 2 winged beasts, and you get this bad boy out. And he's absolutely disgusting, actually. He's such a great RP support card. So definitely 1 of these guys. He basically lets you just negate effects, and when monsters are destroyed, he just steals them and equips them to him. So this guy is crazy. So that'll do it for the monsters. A lot of harpies, a lot of threes, a couple extra supports, but that's the core to get us going. Going into the spells, we got to run 3 egotists, of course. This is our bread and butter. This allows us to start the summoning of the hordes, get the harpies out. So this is one of our most important cards. So 3 of those for sure. We run 3 hysteric signs. Now this card lets us get the egotists that are so important back to our hand. We can search them from deck or graveyard, which is super important because we can just recycling them, keep using them. So things that knock our stuff out of play is great because nothing in the graveyard to get. So definitely a good way to shut that card down. Just get rid of my graveyard. Um, we got 2 alluring mirror splits. I love this card. If any of your harpies are destroyed by battle, you can just pull out another harpy card, and it can be anything, and right out of your deck. So this card is great just to dare them to attack you. If it blows up, you can even special summon something from your graveyard. So if you got a big dragon and sitting in there, you can just pull that bad boy right out. So love to have that card out. We got 2 of the Harpy field spells. These are great. This is our spell trap removal. People hate these. Anytime a Harpy's played, you get to destroy a spell or trap. So these are great for people that have lots of spell and traps because you are summoning constantly. I only run 2 because I love to run a mountain in my deck because I run some thunder and dragons. This card is super old and out of place. But again, with the dragons, I love to have one of these, and I feel like I don't always need 3 of the hunting grounds. So mountain is our third field spell, just in case. Of course, we got to have 1 Harpy's Feather Duster. Beautiful, just destroy all spell and trap cards your opponent has. Um, would be crazy not to run one of these. Definitely got to have that. And then the last spell is I do run a Cyber Shield. This is another one that could probably be swapped out. It just gives a Harpy lady or sister 500 attack. So nothing too spectacular, but like I said, Harpies don't have like that really high base attack damage. So sometimes this card can really come in handy. But it has a little synergy with the Goonity dragon, so that's kind of nice. All right, on to the trap cards. We've got 3 of the Harpy Feather Storm. These are amazing. This can totally shut your opponent's monster effects down, to kind of buy you a turn of immunity to get stuff done. These are absolutely great. Um, Must have, and you can even use it to fish for the Harpy Feather Duster. But these are definitely a must have. 3 of these for sure. One of our more powerful cards. I've got 2 Hysteric Parties. These are great if your graveyard is full of Harpies and you can pull one of these. You can basically just pull the entire board out, just full of Harpies. So these are wonderful. You can totally turn a game sometimes with these. So 2 of these for sure. And then last one for the main deck is the Harpy Lady Elegance. So the main effect on this card is pretty niche. It's you would take a sisters off the field and summon 3 monsters, one from hand, deck, and graveyard. So that's a fun combo to get off if you can do it. But it's kind of nice to have for the field effect. If it blows up, you can add a Harpy monster from your deck to your hand. So that's really consistent to have that. But I do like to use the main effect, even though that's not something you're always going to be doing, especially with only 1 sister. So that's the main deck. We're going to jump into the extra deck now. Of course, we've got to start off with our premier card, the Cyber Slash Harpy Lady. This is our top card. She pretty much anytime a spell or trap is played or their effects go off, she gets to bounce a card, monster card. You can save Harpies, or you can get rid of basically any pesky monsters your opponent has that aren't protected from this. This is a great card. It's really frustrating to deal with, but Cyber Slash Harpy Lady, 2 of these for sure. We love her. And the amount of cards we have in the extra deck right now is just to fill it out to 15. The count on these don't really matter. You can do whatever you want. So we have 3 conductors. You would never use 3 conductors, but just for now we've got 3 in here as placeholders. But this is our protection for the Harpies. You want to get Cyber Slash out, but without the protection that Harpy Conductor provides, it's really risky. So we like to get Conductor out first. So this is one of our best extra deck cards to keep our stuff safe. So 3 of those. All right, we got Right now, we've got 3 Harpy Pet Phantasmal Dragons. You definitely wouldn't need 3 of these. You barely would use one. But this is a pretty interesting card that lets you attack directly and affects any of your Harpies from target effects. So this card's great if they don't have something that can go around targets and keep you safe, and you can chip away at their life points every turn. So this card's fun to use, but I don't find myself using it that often, to be honest, because it's a lot of cards can go around it these days, it seems like. But definitely a fun and good card to have. Lightning Chidori. Man, I love these cards. 2 of these. This allows you to remove set cards when it's summoned, and then you can bounce a face-up card every turn with it. This is another great card to just get rid of things you can't deal with your opponent has. Because again, Harpies don't have that super high attack. You just kind of bounce things off the field. And this card is super great and slots right in. Another reason I have a mountain in here is because these Thunders. Oh, Lightning Chidori. Love that card. We've got 1 Tornado Dragon. It's just a little bit of extra spell and trap removal. Sometimes you don't have the field spell to deal with it, and this is just another option to get rid of it if it's something you really have to get off the field. So one of those is nice to have. We've got 1 Ice Beast Zero Fine. This guy's really great, actually. He's a mass effect negator. So if there's some monster effects that are really tricky to deal with, this guy can just negate everything, and he actually gets a huge attack steroid for a turn when he does. So this card is honestly great and can get you a lot of bullshit these days. This guy's awesome. Um, Lastly, we're getting down there. I've got 2 Raid Raptor Blade Burner Falcons. This is a great card if your LP is at least 3,000 lower than your opponent's. This card is awesome to get out. It just gets a huge attack bonus and can sometimes can kind of help you turn a game around sometimes that isn't going so great. So this is just kind of a Hail Mary card I like to have in here. It's fun when that thing comes out. It gets work done. And then lastly, we've got a Mecha Phantom Beast Draco Sack, and this is a combo you can use with the Harpy Dragon and um the Harpy Pet Dragon Tamer. Can't think of her name right now, but basically the level 7 combo lets you pull this guy out, and it's just another nice option um, that we like to have. So that's it. That's the extra deck. That's the Harpy deck. Hope you guys liked it. I said it's not perfect. It's just some of the stuff I like to run in there. Always changing it around. But yeah, that'll do it.
Nice. Thank you. Thank you. Where do you for like where do you think this deck kind of resides like thinking go up against like big strong meta decks these days, or do you think it's lacking? Or I
I
know
feel
none
like
of us really play too crazy meta decks these days, but like I don't know, like you think it could hold its own against something wild or
I feel like with some tweaking, it definitely could. I think the core of Harpies, you can definitely play around. I use a lot of like old stuff that probably would just get outplayed these days, but I
fair
think you could
enough.
definitely tweak it to a point. And there's like the support cards to like that could really make it good. I
Fair
think it could
enough.
compete.
Yeah, 'cause I like to play the hero deck, and I mean, but since you've tweaked it, you usually beat me now with that, and like that one card you're saying negates effects, it's a great way to stop Darklaw from doing his thing. So I feel like, that deck that you made honestly is a pretty good contender. I know, like I said, none of us really play too crazy meta decks, and we've never gone to locals to really try, I guess, the powers of our decks against, other people, but I
Yeah.
I feel like to be honest, though, that is a pretty strong deck. I really do. It's good. Like the inside of your back of your hand, so you play it very well. I
Yeah. It's a fun deck. It's definitely powerful. They said the extra deck got all sorts of interesting stuff in there to get me out of stuff. So I think, yeah, I mean, just the fact that like it feels competitive when I've dueled everybody, it feels strong.
It does, to be honest. Would you like to see them drop more support for the Harpies, or you
Oh,
got?
I would love to see more support. Yeah, I would love to see some dragon support because I love the dragon cards, but I
Yeah,
just feel
that's fair.
almost guilty for running it in there. But I gotta. So
Yeah,
I'd love to see some stuff like that.
that's fair. Would you like it if like your extra deck was just like all Harpy cards?
Oh yeah, I would definitely go all harpies if they let me.
Okay.
Makes me a little sad dipping into other decks, even though some of the combos are really good. But if they would, yeah, add more actual harpy cards, oh man, that'd be great.
That would be cool, because I know So I mean, a lot of those though, for not being harpies, fit in there beautifully. Like Tornado Dragon, I know is like a lot of the recipes you look. That's a card that's in a lot of the extra deck these days. I feel
Yeah,
like
that card is great, and it just slots in so easily. Just yeah,
a lot of
definitely a
those I
staple
think were
card.
like win too, right? So they get your do they get
Yup, that
any
that one
buffs?
specifically is definitely that's a Wind Thunder. So
Okay,
it gets like the Harpy Lady 1 buffs, and then if I run Mountain, it gets those buffs. But
that's awesome.
yeah,
Well, thanks for
yep, all
coming
all
and
about the bouncing.
yeah, yeah, definitely. I've learned that the hard way with that Cyber Slash for sure. Just bounces like crazy. And if we understand it right, I mean, I feel like you can do it pretty much any time. Like when you said the spell, trap, or monster effect. So I think potentially, when I go to Mass Change or something, I think you could like just bounce the hero back, and
The hero, yeah, you were trying to use.
yeah, I
That'd
think
be
you could stop
insane
it.
if that's how that stuff actually
Yeah,
works.
if we
That's wild.
understand it right, like that's what I'm saying. I feel like your deck is
It's low
super
key, really
strong.
powerful.
I think it
Yeah,
is. I think a lot of people probably sleep on the Harpies because it's a more old school set, you know.
it is. It definitely dates back all the way. It's crazy to think where we're at with it.
But yeah, dude, thanks for coming on and showing the deck. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me.
Of course, and we'll definitely, he's got a couple of decks laying around that he's built by scratch, so we'll definitely do some more profile videos with him because, like I said, he takes the time, he reads the cards, he puts all the cards together himself. So, and the rest of us, like I said earlier, kind of just read recipes and tweak from there. So, definitely get more of your stuff on here, sir.
Awesome, dude. Thank you.
Of course, man. Thank you. Thank you for watching, everyone.